I'm so tired.
Ah, damn.
This is gonna be
Yeah,
abbreviated
well,
in
take a nap.
certain ways.
Babies take naps. We ain't no babies up in here.
I mean, I want to be a baby at this point. That
I
seems
mean,
like an ideal situation.
being a baby is pretty chill.
Non-formula baby.
I'm gonna leave that there.
Back at it again, like we never left. Coke and Dank, Dank and Coke. We are D Lethal Weapons. This is Comic Patrol.
Hey, Dank.
Hey, Coke.
Why was the Thing upset with the other members of the team? They were taking him for granted.
That's good, but I've now consumed too much Fantastic Four that
So much. Fun fact about that joke.
that's not a joke.
I made that one up.
You should take credit after I laugh. If I
I
don't
need a
laugh.
soundboard down the applause.
Yeah. We have like 10 days of actual talking between us that you can probably pull enough laughs to be like, all right, I'm going to insert can laugh here.
Oh, you mean on record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
yeah.
wax.
On wax. So we did this special episode I was gonna say in honor of the new movie, but it doesn't matter. We've never really covered Fantastic Four on the show.
We're starting to see why.
Yeah. No, we've never covered Fantastic Four on the show.
No. As comic book fans, no. And it took a while before we even got to the 1950s?
60s. Yeah.
60s adaptation. And I loved it.
Oh yeah, the the Galactus trilogy. Yes.
That's the first thing we've done of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
And now we're like, what's other things can we do with Fantastic Four? What's interesting about this stuff is that every decade since like the 90s, there's been a new movie.
And they still haven't gotten it
right. We're not really going to talk about the new movie out right now, First Steps. Have you seen it yet?
No, I have not seen it.
We're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is the stuff before that.
That they could not get right. Like, each individual one does something so wrong that it's like, why? How did you mess this up?
Now, there is that point where like copyrights were going to change over if they didn't drop something every, I think like 8-9 years, something like that. It was some sort of I guess within a decade. I'm talking about Fox. We didn't do the Fox movies in this, but even still without those, in 1994, they had the original movie that you introduced me to. I didn't even know it existed.
Corman.
Then there's 2005 is when the Fox one came out. And then 2015, the Josh Trank one came out, which is, I guess it's still Fox, but it's like a reboot. And then also there's animated shows. In this one, we're going to cover 2 of the animated shows. You know, there's a 2005 animated show that I never knew. It was like 1 season.
I saw looking this up and I was like, oh God, we're probably going to have to cover that.
There's so much Fantastic Four. And I don't think even as a kid, I didn't really like it. And even now I'm watching it, I was like, what is like...
The thing is, the stuff that we kept off the list is probably the better stuff, which is so odd.
Really odd.
And ultimately, the best 2 Fantastic Four movies aren't even called Fantastic Four. It's The Incredibles.
Ah, there we go. Okay. I was waiting to see how long it took for us to get The Incredibles, but yeah.
Those are like pitch perfect for tone. They understand the family dynamic, and they're so rewatchable and like beloved now because it's been at least 10 years since the first one came out.
Yeah. 2000, right? The aughts, right?
Yeah, and then it took them 10 years to do a sequel, and even that's in the same sort of streamline of you guys knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw the sequel, but the original one is great. So.
It's wild how nobody could, on the Marvel Fox Stan Lee side, could figure out how to run this family dynamic. They'll either get one thing pitch perfect and everything else wrong, or they'll just throw too many things at it that you're like, what is this?
Yeah, it's wild. It's honestly, it's like I can't even believe how not good that it's been for so long. It's like,
Yeah,
because even the Marvel movies, or sorry, the X-Men movies that Fox had, some of them were okay. Like some of them were good. Like there's
X2 is probably the best one that they put out.
X2 is good. Days of Future Past had
Trilogy.
some cool
Oh,
stuff,
and then
right?
First Class, the reboot
Yeah,
was spot on. Yeah,
yeah. Like the Wolverine had it, like it was good up until a point. Like there was things that were good, even though there was some bad ones. But this one's just been like all whatever. And like I said, we're not doing the two Fox movies that everybody knows, and we're not doing the new movie in this one, but we are doing everything else almost.
yeah. We're also not calling out names, so don't expect casting or us revealing who the
Don't do
directors or
that.
writers are, because it's bad. We gonna be shitting on a lot of people here. So if you
Yeah.
hear real names, it's just because of recall. But I think this is the first time where we have to call it audible of like, let's not take the time to specify that Michael B. Jordan lent his name to this, even though I just called him out. There you go. But I don't even know where we're starting.
I was
We
just
didn't
gonna
do a pre-meeting, but we don't even know how we're gonna start.
no.
But there's so many.
Well,
Each property has a weird question of like, why would this person do this, and why would you
yeah.
attach yourself to this? Even the '94, like some of that casting works, but the other people are like, why would you do this? Like,
Yeah.
like this is your first movie. This is what you chose to do with it.
What was the pitch for this to you? Well, you said we didn't have an order, but we could start with the oldest and go to the newest, or start with the new, like because they're all divided by years, right? There's 67. What's crazy is that two of them are from
Yeah,
'94 on this.
and arguably those are the worst of the bunch because we
I don't know, man. That Trank film movie
I
was just
can't
like,
wait to talk the ranking because I'm going to battle you on what I believe number one is compared to what number four is. But there's small margins, right? Like all of this is trash. This is all below the line.
yeah,
But there's certain stuff that was like for the '94 cartoon, we didn't give ourselves the best version to like it. We picked something. I guess I picked something that's a three-parter that didn't need to be a three-parter.
dude.
So like again,
Why?
I don't know if this was just an embarrassment of riches. We picked all the worst things for
Yeah,
like the best years, and this is gonna be a fun one, but for all the wrong reasons. Because I'm leaving here being like, oh, like they should have packed this up and thrown away the key. But there's literally a new movie that's out in the atmosphere, so we have no idea if it's good
yeah.
or bad. But it can't honestly, it can't be worse.
It can't. No, I
And I've said that before.
listen.
It literally can't be worse.
That's like your catchphrase. You say that about a lot of things, and I'm always like, well, in this instance, it
Jake
can't.
was right.
It
Couldn't be
can't.
worse.
No, you're like this is like
Lottery hit.
it can't. It can't
It
be
can't.
worse than
It
these.
can't.
I don't know how
If
good.
it
I
is,
don't know how.
that's totally impressive for so many different reasons.
I'm jumping off a bridge if it is. If it's worse
Don't
than
put
this,
that
I'm.
out there. Don't do that to yourself. Because I know a bridge that I would take you to. And be like, this is a good one, bud.
It's the
This is the
one.
one.
It's I don't know. It's frustrating because there's a lot to say about a lot of
Yes.
things.
Yes. I agree. We both have several
But
notes. I
like,
don't think we've done as much preparation unless it was a Hall of Fame episode where we were forced to like, hey, we should probably take notes on this.
well, this is interesting because I've been very busy the past 2 weeks, so I've been watching these interspersely, like whenever I have a
Mm-hmm.
second. It's like so it's frustrating on my part because it's like I have literally an hour right now. I'm just gonna watch it, and this is what I chose
Yeah.
to spend my hour. I was watching this stuff, and I was like, why did I? And then like you texted me
Yeah.
yesterday. You're like, I haven't watched anything, so I'm peek behind the curtain. I've been watching them randomly here, and you have watched them all at
This
once.
is
And I,
typically how we go. Either somebody watches everything condensed and is like, I hate my life, or someone spreads it out and is like, I have better things to do. But here we are. We've
yes,
consumed everything that was on our list. And both of us have come out basically saying, like, we kind of don't like Fantastic Four.
oh
Like,
man,
I don't even leave with a favorite character. And the favorite character I did
yeah,
have, we had to scrap that episode. So I can't even, like, rep
yeah.
I can't even rep him anymore. And as a Doom advocate, like, these are the four worst faces of Doom. Even though each of
yeah,
them got something particularly correct, everything else falls apart. So I look forward to telling you, like, this is the one aspect of Doom that I appreciated.
yeah, yeah. So do you want to go? Oh, man, I don't even know which one. Let's go old and
Sure.
new. We'll go 67, 94, 94, and then 2015. because I really want to talk to you about 2015, and I really want to talk to you about and I also really want to talk to you about 94. Like, there's a lot of I want to talk to you about a lot of this.
But I again
Because you and I, we haven't said anything. We haven't said anything. All we've done is
try
send a
to
couple of gifts.
try to keep it. Season 3, we've been more prepared in the fact that we don't give away our best jokes to each other on our
Yes,
chat, but it also like I don't know if it burns us, but there's definitely a sense of we're walking into the unknown. So I have no idea what this guy thinks. Although, like, we both hate it, but I don't know if he hates
yeah,
it for the same reasons I hate it, or like, can't wait to
yeah.
find out what specifically jumped out to him because there's like so many things that jumped out to me. And then ultimately, I think our rankings are going to be so different from each other.
They might be. I don't know. Because I didn't even think of rankings. Wasn't. I was just like, I don't know. Like,
They're not
I
good.
don't want to say I hate all of
There's
them,
a
but
lot of
there's
not
like,
good, or at least the episodes we definitely chose were not the greatest. But if we're starting in the 1960s, and this is the property
yeah,
that we're doing,
67.
for me, this is the closest adaptation to what Fantastic Four should be.
Yeah, actually, I agree with you. Season 1, episode 15, the micro world of Doom.
The intro alone is so pitch perfect and so
Yeah.
cheesy and so corny that I really hope the movie is the most reminiscent of this era of the comics. The voice acting is strong. I'll try to give as much
Mhm.
positives as possible. And the animation suits the time, but is still sort of timeless. Like, I would love them to do a C Lab 2021 or an Archer style cartoon with these characters,
Oh, yeah,
and then keep
yeah.
that some
Archer style.
same sort of motif, but update it to like the jokes are like, well, Reed's an alcoholic now, and like things actually smart, but he plays dumb. The amount of just oddity things that the Fantastic Four go through in like a daily routine is the most charming in the 1967 one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still chauvinistic. It's still Reed's an asshole. It's still nothing makes sense. Like, their power sets don't line up with.
No.
They're still discovering things in the 11th hour, and their villains are just zany. This is the dumbest Doom.
Yeah, Doom's an idiot in this. He's-
He is the most animated version of himself in this one. What I feel they got the best about Doom is his sheer pettiness to always want to get these guys. Like,
yeah,
his obsession
yeah.
with the Fantastic Four is at the utmost in the 67 because he literally shrunk them, and then the joke was shrunk them again.
Then
And like, that
that's
pettiness is
exactly
so Doom. I was like, all right, Victor, I see you. That I appreciate it.
this series. Well, I guess this episode. I'm assuming the series in whole is just drenched in camp. It's very, very
Mhm.
campy. It's like in the intro with Thing walking. He's like, "Who would have thought Thing will be lugging a
He's
piano
just
around?"
walking down the street with a piano,
And then he just randomly
starts to
shrinks.
shrink, and like, we're in it. So like, so weird, so odd, but like totally pitch perfect for this universe.
And he's funny. He's got some quips.
That's what he's
I
there for.
appreciate Thing.
But then the chauvinist like shows up. They cut to Sue, who's bargain shopping
Bargain.
in her super suit, and
Yeah,
then shrinks. So like,
yeah.
this is before she got updated to woman. She's still Invisible Girl. So like,
Girl.
the amount
Yes,
of
I noticed
hits
that
that she
too.
just gets in the 60s is just, oh, like, she had no chance of winning anything.
Actually, my favorite part of the whole episode, because it happens early, so I'm just gonna say it, is when the three of them, so they all shrink separately,
Yep.
right? And Johnny's the last to shrink, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna," and they're all different places of the city, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go back to base and see if they're okay," and he flies home, and the three of them are like hanging onto like a table leg
Right.
because they're the size of
Yep.
mice now at this point, and they're being sucked into like this vent. And he's like, "Oh," I think Reed's like, "Oh, Johnny, try and weld vent
Right.
shut." And so he's doing it, and as he's doing it, the other guys, Sue and Reed, won't shut up. Like, no, don't get too close. No, Johnny, you got to stop. It's too risky. And he's not moving.
No, he's just stationary.
He's just,
Yeah, just using his
I'm like, shut
flame hand.
up. And then slowly welds.
I thought you were gonna say, I don't know how Sue didn't just make a giant bubble over the vent to block the
Could
wind,
have easily.
or Reed inflate to make himself the size of the panel to stop the suction.
No, they just hung there.
But your favorite scene is connected to my favorite joke, which is before Johnny flies off to go check in with the Fantastic Four. He's fixing his car and he says, "Boy, next to flaming on, this is the most fun a boy can have." So
It's
you can read this two ways. One, Johnny's a flamer. Well, it's fine. Be a
yes,
flamer.
yeah, yeah,
Or two, like this the propaganda to be like, hey, little boys, go work on a car and hang out with your
yes,
family because you're not
yeah.
gonna have
While you girls bargain shop.
bargain shop. And that's all she does this episode. And then fight a mouse, which was my favorite. She references how Reed taught her to
Yeah.
judo flip, and she hilariously flips a mouse, a mother mouse who's just trying to protect her young. Because for whatever reason, she felt that between the door that she walked into, because she walked into the mouse's house, saw that she was
Yep.
trying to protect her children, and said, I'm up against it. There's no way out of this. If I go invisible, she's going to smell me out. So I'll use my bubble. Oh no, she's attacking me. Bitch, just leave. Like,
Yeah.
walk out the
Just leave. Yeah.
house. And she's like, okay, no, I have no other choice. I'll judo flip this mouse. And like, I assume kills the mouse, right? It's just funnier when you always just assume it's death. But like, you definitely crippled a mother and then walked away.
And the mother wasn't even like being like she was whipping her with her tail, but she wasn't
It was
like she's just like, yo, get
just
out.
like lashing, like, hey, this is my house. You did not knock. You're the invader here.
And she didn't know how to judo chop by herself or judo flip. Reed had to teach her to do
Well,
it.
I loved every chance
Always
Reed
goes
got.
back.
He just ordered Sue to do something. Go get the lever. So I love Dick Reed because he's the funniest version of him. And I guess he's written as like, oh no, he's the strong male. He's the patriarch of the family. But it always comes off condescending.
Always.
Always. So like I always
Always.
watch this kind of stuff. I was like, I told you, I was like, I could watch the entire series of this just because I'd be watching Reed to be like, I'm smarter than all of you. He's so smug. There's just like underlining because they all have to ask him. Like they all go to Reed. They're like, what do we do
Yeah.
next, Reed? And he's like, let
Yeah.
me use my big brain to think about this. Right. So
Yeah. Exactly.
it's just hilarious.
In this series, it might be the most obvious that they're all leaning on him. But the 90s stuff is
Crazy.
it's very
This one made me
so-
mad because at a certain point they shrink down to a micro universe, right? And they have to go like fight new villains, meet new heroes in it. But they're smart enough to understand that in a enclosed brick cage, Johnny can heat it up and then they can now bend the brick into forming like
like a bubble or a
an
dome.
escape
Yeah.
pod and all get in that. But a blowing vent stumped them all. Sue makes a drill and then goes into the ship and then with her mind can start the drill to flood it. But a vent stopped you guys and literally was the end
Yeah.
of it.
Just the central air.
The level of like cooks in the kitchen, like I wouldn't be surprised if the two different writing teams and someone just handled like,
Yeah.
let's just do the A story in the beginning. And then someone's like, okay, we got to up the ante because they all become genius and competent in the second half of the episode. So it's just wild to me how nobody was watching what the other hand was doing. It
No.
always shows up
And
like
then it's
that.
funny, do come face to face with Doom. He just starts laughing at it. Like he set the vent there as a trap. I was like, how did you do that? Like, how did you know? I was like, what? He's like, I had fun with you with the vent. And I was like,
He's so petty and so extra that
yes.
he set up all these small traps, but just didn't want to hide in the house and then step on them.
Yeah, exactly. No, he needed them though.
Did he?
No, he didn't. No, he was trading him with the lizard people, like actual lizard people. So the lizard people are also microscopic. Okay,
They're
like
small,
naturally.
but then they shrink them even smaller. The secret of the show is just you can win anyone if you just shrink them smaller than you are. There was a lot going on for a 20-minute episode
Yeah,
in the 60s.
yeah. Well, Doom, what was his plan here? Like, I didn't really understand it. I had to watch it back a couple times, like this one part, because he meets with the Lizard King, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Oh, I'll trade you the Fantastic Four, and you give me the materials for my shrink ray, and I'm gonna rule the world." I didn't get. Oh, speaking of enslaving the Fantastic Four, what was Sue doing as?
Oh my gosh, that was the best. When he told them, so he captures them and he shrinks them down, and like an evil villain, he explains
Oh my god,
to
so
the
much
heroes
exposure.
what the plan is going to be moving forward because he can see in the future. And for each of them, This is how he sees their new Doom assisted future, right? Like, this is the worst life you're going to live.
Well, this is when after he trades them to the lizard people, they're going to be enslaved by them. Yeah.
Correct. He says, Reed, you're going to be attached to a microscope and do science for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Thing, you're going to be just a strong man and push boulders and rocks up a mountain.
Yeah.
Johnny, you're going to be using your firepower to be on the front lines and help the lizard people conquer their enemies.
Yep. Until they runs out of
Yeah.
power, then they kill them. But yeah.
Sure. Sue, you're going to be the cook and have to cook for everybody. What the fuck? Like, wow. Not even
Like-
using your power sets. You're just a woman in the kitchen.
That's it.
This is your Saturday morning cartoon, kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It
like,
reads really, really funny like 50, 60 years later. It's
oh
like,
my
wow.
gosh. So, like, that's why I would love this in a satire now. Because, like,
Yes.
she would be like, what the fuck? Like, no, I don't do any of this shit. It's like, you're going to be a cook for me. And that's how I'm going to rule the universe.
That got me. That, and then, like you were saying, Doom shrinking them even smaller. Because he shrinks them like 3 times, right?
Yes. They
Yeah.
just keep shrinking. Like,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
killing, no stabbing. He also has a plan where he steals the king and queen of the opposition of the lizard people.
That's right,
And tells their subjects that they died so that
Yeah.
they will align with Doom. Even
Yeah.
though you were making a deal with the lizard people. So, like, it doesn't even make sense. But I'm going to shrink everybody and ruin the war. Like, what? It was so bad shit. It was kind of perfect.
It was, and then like the way they beat him, Invisible Girl steals his gun. Remember, he's having dinner with the Lizard King, and she steals it. He goes like, "Oh no, Invisible Girl! I must flee!" And then he just runs, and you don't see him again. And there's like, I guess they ran out of screen time because like, oh yeah, he got a shrink ray, and he's back to normal size, and that's it. You don't see him
They're
again.
all like spread out so we don't hit each other when we grow big, and they grow big, and like that's the end.
But I
of
love that panel where they show him running across the screen. I was like, oh, that's so good. I must flee.
We can't stress this enough. It's so campy that it makes sense for these 4 as they've been given to us in the world. It just doesn't add up with the Fantastic Four should literally be gods.
Yeah.
And like understanding that they really don't need each other. It's just they shine the best when they need each other.
Mhm.
But because they're so codependent to Reed, and the propaganda machine was all about the patriarch and like the perfect nuclear family, everybody looks inept, including the villains. Reed always looks like an all-star, but he doesn't do anything, even though
No.
he's the smartest mind and has a really cool power set. He rarely uses it. It's wild.
He doesn't, does he? He like never stretches. He just talks a lot.
Nope.
And gives everybody the green light to do what they just naturally do.
Yep. Johnny, use your fire powers and fire things.
But stay back, Johnny. This is too risky. Don't get any closer. Still gets
Perfect voice casting, I have to admit. Thing sounded great. Reed sounded great. Sue doesn't get a lot to do, but we're probably going to be saying that a lot.
yeah. But she
For this
does
episode?
steal Doom's gun.
Doom sounds nerdy, so that was before I think they really knew who Doom was in the...
And his mouth
Pantheon.
moves on his mask when he talks.
Oh my...
which
I can't wait to talk about math,
math.
science in this run. Oh my gosh. But ultimately, this was the easiest thing to enjoy.
Yeah, there's fun. There's fun to be had here.
It's bright, it's colorful, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's confusing, but ultimately you don't care because they're looking for that final punchline. Thing literally gets his rocks off because he's always hitting one-liners.
He opens it with one liner and then he closes it with one liner too. So,
Yep.
Okay, 1994. We'll move to the next animated series. We'll go a series movie.
This is how you go too far into campy.
Yes,
Your intro song is
horrible.
terrible, but it's for a 90s audience, but it was made in the 80s.
Yeah, that's a yeah,
That's an 80s joint. Like, this seemed to be a transitional period for Marvel and definitely the Fantastic Four. This was before Spider-Man and X-Men dropped, which was like, no, we're in the 90s now. We can be cool. And we brought back guitar solos and stuff.
Actually, X-Men dropped 92.
Then,
They have no excuse.
wait, X-Men with the OG amazing theme that's probably going to go...
That was 92.
You have no excuse, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four!
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh
Horrible.
my gosh. And
Dude,
then the
I-
sizzle
like-
reel of all the things that are happening is... That's a seizure waiting to happen.
But I guess over the past while, I always wondered, like, as an adult, I never liked Fantastic Four. Like, even when the new movie's coming out, I'm like, Like it looks cool. Like I want to see it because it feels like a reboot. But I've never really liked it. And then like seeing all this now, I'm like, I understand why I never liked this stuff. I remember seeing parts of the show on like Saturday morning's cartoons, right? But I would rather watch X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, Justice League. Like I would rather watch any of those.
But you can see where they put all
Even
their
Hulk
money.
and Iron Man too before this.
I believe Iron Man is the same studio and and it had the lead in. So you could watch Iron Man and then Fantastic Four would come next.
Yeah.
And Iron Man, 94 and 90s version, has a 10 times better theme song.
Seems awesome. Yeah. When he's hammering the poo poo.
Yes.
Although that's series, well, we should get that series on that because the first season is a kind of a mess. The second season really comes together. Like I remember watching it
Oh,
like years ago, and I was like,
we
oh,
did it. It's one
hey,
of our first episodes. We covered Whirlwind and Grey Gargoyle.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The problem with this one was it looked like they're definitely spread thin. They gave all their writing teams to X-Men,
yeah.
to Iron Man. This doesn't know what it wants to be at all.
No, and this is 3 parts. It's called the Mask of Doom. So this is season 1, episodes 7, 8, and 9. The Mask of Doom part 1, 2, and 3. We said at the top, and that's my first note in here is like this. In no world or universe does this need to be 3 episodes long. Like it does not need. They could have done this in an episode and a half.
Yeah.
2 max, because like for almost 2 full episodes, just Doom talking about his past.
Well, Coke, I know we haven't used this gem in a long time, but do you want to tell the fans in 16 seconds or less
Oh
what the
god,
plot of this 3-part episode is?
I'm ready. The shotgun recap.
Shotgun recap. Dusting off old gems.
I used to get slightly prepared for those. I'm not prepared for this at all, but I'm not even like I'm confident that it's fine.
I'll let you explain. Sir, are you ready for the shotgun recap?
Let's do it.
You may begin now.
Doom kidnaps Fantastic Four, but then he keeps Sue for dinner and he blackmails the rest of them to go to ancient Greece. They get out, he locks them up again. They get out, he locks them up again. They go to ancient Greece. They find the coffin of Argo. They bring it back, they booby trap it, and he runs off.
16 seconds. That was very succinct.
That's about it.
That's in 3 episodes.
Yeah, that took
the
3
only
episodes.
the only 2 things you didn't mention, with the backstory with his dad.
Yeah, oh
which
yes, right.
And the fact that Doctor Doom invented a time machine and sent your greatest foes into the past to receive something from you, when at
Yes.
any point you could have just used your time machine and killed them all.
You could have gone back, shot Reed in the head. Done. Done.
If even that.
Yeah.
You could have went back and got Sue earlier.
Yes.
You could have went back, saved your dad.
Yeah.
There's a weird spider ring for some reason.
Yeah, dude, with the robot spider like it's so weird. So that whole idea is like Sue is having dinner with him to keep him busy while the rest of the team break out. But like I said in the recap, they break out and then they get back in again, and then they break out and then they get back in again, and then they just decide to play along. And he gets Sue talking, but it's so stupid the way it's written because it's like Doom's like, "All right, it's time for bed," and, and she's like, "But I want to hear more about your backstory." He's like, "Okay, fine," and then he talks for like another 2 hours, and he's like, "Okay, now it's time for," but I really just want to know more. And he's like, "Well, okay, I'll tell you about my father." He just keeps going, and it's like, I thought maybe he was like, he was onto it,
Sure.
but
That would
this
make
Doom
sense.
this Doom's an idiot. He just talks about himself.
Did you catch the premature ejaculation joke?
No, I think I missed
Where
that.
first talking at dinner and he's holding his cup and then he squeezes it too tight and he splashes everything around. And he's like,
No.
"Bring me another chalice." While like Sue's like, "Tell me more." He can't handle it. He just
Yeah.
explodes. And I was like, all right, that's a euphemism.
He just loves to talk about himself.
And his dad?
Yeah. Okay. I want to save this. You talk about his dad. Go ahead.
I
The
don't
story
want to
with
talk about his
his dad.
dad. I
Oh,
want to
okay.
talk about, like, is he the greatest machine robot maker ever? Master robot maker ever? Because he keeps saying that throughout all 3 episodes. Like,
Yep.
I'm the greatest robotnist. And
Because
whatever words. But
the
he keeps
creeper
making
is pretty. Sorry.
He keeps making traps that don't work, but they do work. Like, he has fall safes for the traps. Like, he spent 15 seconds telling Thing, you can punch yourself till you turn blue in the face and you're never going to get out of it. He leaves and Thing punches a fist out and grabs it. I was like, what is going on here? The logic hurt me so much in just that scene alone. There's something that broke me that I was like, I will never like this series again. I'm trying to save it, but since we're talking about the traps, he built a bubble around Reed saying, haha, the stretchable man can't stretch out of
Yeah,
this bubble.
yeah.
And immediately, as soon as he leaves, stretches
Stretches.
as far as he wants to go to pull a lever to get out of the bubble. What are we talking about here?
This
Why
is
would you
this.
announce that to the audience if only you're gonna break it immediately? Immediately. Then Reed has fucking Sue. We only got you out. I can't stretch any further. Even though he just stretched to the panel that was at least 4 feet away.
Yeah,
He's like, I can't do anymore. It's up to you, Sue. You got to go have dinner with my arch nemesis. What?
go and have
What?
dinner with him, Sue. Keep him busy.
Thing punches a hole through the brick that you can't punch through, and then doesn't decide to just put his hands through and open
Yeah,
it up.
just pull it up.
Johnny's in a vat of water where you can't turn fire at all. Then Doom's henchman comes down to be like, we need Invisible Woman to go have dinner, right? He's from Latveria or Latvia, however you say it. I always say
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wrong
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Johnny turns to fire and shoots his pants on fire in the water.
In the water. Well, literally none of the traps.
None of the traps work. And yet, when Sue tries to free Johnny, pulls the traps that only trap Johnny harder underwater. Nothing makes sense in this world. This is just this room that broke my brain. It hurt me. Because you announced it. You made Doom be like, yo, you're in my spot now. This is my house. You're in my sub basement. I'm the king of robots.
And these traps were designed for you.
I even have Doom bots that can listen to you and then come beat you up.
Oh, yeah, they start speaking Pink Latin.
We have to speak pig Latin in order for the robots not to understand us.
And instead
So
of the
they do
robots
that.
reporting anything, they just stand there.
The robots aren't even the robots aren't even next to them. Why would you have the robots surrounded each of the fucking Fantastic Four? Like, why are you down the hall? You don't take breaks. You don't need to you don't need 15. Like, there's no H&R thing. There's no human resources.
Yeah.
You're down the block. And at a certain point, they stop speaking Pig Latin to keep talking about, which blew my mind. This blew my mind. Reed tells to Johnny, hey, Johnny, your watch has a torch in it. Use the torch to cut the chains. Why the fuck does the Human Torch have a torch watch? You're a fucking torch. That doesn't make sense. Everyone else should have a torch watch except for Human Torch.
Yeah, because he's the one guy who doesn't.
He's the torch. Why would if I'm Waterman, would I wear a water watch? No, I am the watch. And then the robots come back. Oh no,
Yeah.
They're figuring out how to get out of here. It broke my brain, bro. It hurt so much. And I thought the 90s was going to be my fail-safe to get out of this. Nope.
Dude, I was waiting for that. I was like, this is going to be good. I know it's 3 episodes. It's going to be great.
Nope. Not at all.
The part that just absolutely broke me was, so yeah, he sends them back in time to ancient Greece to get this coffin, right?
Why?
The second they get back into ancient Greece, right? The 3 of them. Johnny, I almost called him Frank, which is funny. Johnny, Reed, and Thing. They're in the middle of a war between the Persians and the Greeks. And he's like, the first thing Reed says, he's like, oh, we don't want to alter the course of history, so let's not get involved here. But fuck these Persians. And he starts throwing rocks. Immediately altering the course of history.
The smartest man on the planet.
He's just talking, and like, let's just throw these away. The Persians were like, I was like,
teaching them about Greek fire and like how to burn down an entire navy.
Like, I've seen The Simpsons. I remember when Homer sneezed in the butterfly. You just smoked an entire army.
Again, and the chauvinist didn't die. They just pushed Sue to being like, you eat dinner here, and if you break out, you gotta have to deal with all these traps. We haven't talked about the crazy booby traps that happen in this, because I don't want to. But at a certain point, some of the robots fuse together, and I was like, I'm done.
There's the creeper. There's the floor.
Oh my god! And then they merge it into the ball, and then they kick the ball. What the fuck's going on? This is one thing. This is what I say about Doom. This is the most strategic, smart mind Doom that exists in the 4 that we've watched, obviously.
Yeah,
but
right.
His costume is terrible.
Yeah.
his self-awareness is just shattered. And how did you make a metal mask that can smile?
Yeah.
Because there's certain scenes where he just smiles in it, and I was like, masks don't move. Why would you do that?
Yeah, at least in the '60s one, when he talked, his mouth moved, but there was no emotion.
Correct. He's
Yeah,
supposed to be emotionless. Like that's
yeah,
supposed to be his kitsch thing. Also, you know that you're a good-looking man, but you feel that you're tortured by kind of the scars that happened to you. And then same similar story with Iron Man based on their origin story. Of you went to basically the Far East and they taught you how to
yeah.
weave metal. Why would you give yourself 4 teeth in your grill? Like you don't look good that way. Give yourself a full grill or no teeth at all.
That
But he
was all
gave himself
partial.
2 fangs?
Yeah.
Who's afraid of you? Are you afraid of anyone with 4 teeth?
You know, the ending when he did they booby trap the coffin or not?
They made it seem like Reed put a whole bunch of grease in it and it just
Yeah,
caught fire.
but then the Greeks were saying it's cursed. Like I don't understand what happens because they bring it back to him. Doom opens it. He catches fire. His robe burns off, so he looks like just like a Doom bot, and then he just
And then,
flies away. And
and
I
then he
was
flies away again. So like the 60s cartoon, he's just like, oh, you guys got the best of me? I'm out of here. So hilarious. But
it's
Coke, tell me you haven't watched a better whoosh cartoon than we have for this
oh yeah,
mascot.
absolutely, absolutely.
Like from scene to scene, they're like, and then this happens,
Yeah,
and then this happens, and then I'm sad for the childhood version of me that thought this was entertaining TV.
yeah.
Because
This
had
is
I
a
been paying
mess.
attention to this, I had been like, what am I watching?
It,
It's dark too. When he does a flashbacks, there's murders that happen in this.
those flashbacks should have been their own one episode. He didn't need to be
Uh
talking
huh.
to Sue for that. That could have just happened, and then the Fantastic Four don't need to know all that. It's just
What woman is wants to give up the panties after you tell her about how tortured and brutally murdered your father
yeah, yeah.
had been? Like, read the room.
And his father was like a healer who just got like they thought he was like a witch, and I was like, man, this is. And then it
And
flips
then
over to the creeper and the robot floor. Just
I laughed at how he made an exact replica version robot body of himself in the past with like
yes,
limited resources
yeah, yeah,
that fooled the army that was going to kill him. It's like, I am the master of robots. What? Like, what? You're a genius that made a time machine. That should be the end of this episode. You've won.
yeah.
The next
Nope.
episode would be like, this is Doom's future because he changed the past.
And the time machine's never addressed. They just send them through it, and then they send them back. And
Reed makes a comment, is like, he did it. He figured out how to like bend whatever, whatever, whatever. And then like, okay, cool. We got to fight in the army. Let's go get fucking. Why is Thing wearing armor?
yeah, they put armor on him. Yeah, when they go,
Why?
and the soldiers. I like when he's like, "Oh, we need give us a costume to look like you," and so he just 3 soldiers get undressed to get. I was like,
Who
why
was the
that?
size of Thing?
And then Johnny's armor's pink.
That makes
But,
sense. That
but when they
that checks
well,
out
no,
with
but
my
when the guy was
theory.
taking it off, it wasn't pink. They were all the same color.
Again, that makes sense. Whatever studies, like there's 1 in 4.
Right.
Johnny's the flamer.
Yeah, yeah. Flame on.
Nothing wrong with it, but again, you see these little things when you're older of just like that wouldn't hit when I was a kid, but
No.
now there was definitely a colorist out there who was just like, I fucking hate Human Torch. Stupid blowtorch watch. Why do you
Blonde.
have a blowtorch watch?
And then the Greek chick makes out with him for I don't know why. Who was
The orc one?
that? What was what the hell was that? Goodbye, Johnny. And then and then Reed wants to leave Ben behind.
I
Remember they're
love
in
that
the
our
ship?
description of this is like, and then this,
Yeah.
and then this,
Because
and
things are
then
coming back
this.
to me.
It was terrible.
She just shows up and then they start making out and then oh man.
Do you know this episode opens with Thing trying to plug a VHS of his best of?
They're doing stretching. They're doing they're doing what was that? Yoga or
Yoga. He gets his
Tai
legs
Chi
around
or
his
whatever.
head.
Yeah, he
He's
does.
flexible.
You know,
And then
that's why.
rolls.
So when this opened, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
Nope.
Because they're just hanging out, they're being silly. I was
Nope.
like, "Okay." So then the rest of it's gonna be real serious. Nope.
And then for some reason in part 3, Stan Lee has a cameo he's the narrator.
And he recaps in 30 seconds what happened in the and it's like 2 things. Oh yeah, Doom's past and the Fantastic Four caught blackmailed.
The bulk of
Okay.
episode 2 is the recap from episode 1.
Yes. Yeah. And Doom's story. It's so stupid. That's what hurts the most is that I thought this was gonna be the best. And It's a disaster. Moving on to the other 94.
Oh my gosh, this was amazing.
Is this the most budget 90 film ever? Because
Yes.
it looks like it's filmed on like. Because okay, so here's the funny thing. The night before I watched this, I
Right.
randomly had the original Naked Gun on.
Okay.
Okay, and that was filmed in what 88,
Sure.
I think. This one's filmed in 94. The Naked Gun looked newer than this.
Yeah. 100%.
This was filmed on like a camcorder. Like,
Yeah.
like the video quality's atrocious.
Yes. What else?
But
Sets
the
terrible.
sets, the acting's
Clothing
brutal. You know what looks cool
atrocious.
is some of the
Casting's
costumes
not bad.
some
Yeah.
of the costumes are fun.
Okay, so here's my Doom report. This is the best Doom look that we've seen in all four of these things.
Costume looks awesome. His costume looks
Hands
awesome.
down. Even the spring glove.
Yep.
That was great. I was gonna say, is this the best leave on in the background film ever?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. It's
Because
perfect. It's perfect for that.
you never have to care what's happening, and at any moment you look up and Johnny's doing something stupid that you just laugh at. And then the third act is just, hey, we have to blow our budget on CGI, and it's
Yes.
not good.
Yes. It's not.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
We're talking like worse than Spawn. What was that? 90? Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
94 too?
Yeah, that was 95, I think. I gotta look that up. 97. Spawn was 97. So I thought that originally, but I was like, no, it's too late. It's gotta be like 95. No, it was 97.
That's terrible CGI. We
Yeah.
covered that. Go check out that episode in depth, and we had fun.
The original
But I
Spawn, did
think,
we do that?
yeah, we did Spawn. Hell yeah,
Oh,
we
I
did
don't
Spawn.
remember. I don't remember that. Yeah, we must have. I think it was the Spawn versus Hellboy. You're right. Man, that's a while ago.
I think they blew their budget on Thing's costume.
I was gonna say Thing's costume looked surprisingly good. That's what I was holding back. I was just gonna ask you, what'd you think? Because of the whole mouth moves. Like I was like, this looks pretty cool, man.
Thing's costume, Thing's casting, Sue's casting,
Yep.
Reed's casting, and the Doctor, not Doctor Doom, the guy that plays the Doctor,
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yes,
else
yeah.
you could throw to the wood chipper.
Yeah. Johnny was annoying.
Johnny was the worst.
Yeah. I hate him.
But I think that's the point. Is it weird that Reed knew Sue and
You're gonna
Johnny
say
when
it.
they were kids?
I was just gonna do that because it's like this movie is way more rapey and pedo than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like way more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting
He's
excited.
been grooming her
Yes!
since time.
Is that
Yeah.
neat?
Yeah.
There was like 2 minutes where he shows up and I was like, oh, there's Sue Storm, but it's her mom, and Sue and
Yeah.
Johnny are literally preteens, maybe
Yeah,
preteens, teens, early teens, and they
Reed
have
and
a
Ben are in
scene.
college.
Yeah, and they have a scene where Sue's like, "Oh, he's so dreamy," and I was like, "This is not. You don't need any of this.
No, you don't need any of that.
Because now it's like, and Reed doesn't really pay her any mind, right? It's fair, but she's like in love with him, so now there's this
a weird
dynamic
connection.
now.
Yeah, there's a weird connection.
So that when she gets older, now he's like, "Oh, look at you got boobs now," but she's still obsessed with him, and I was like, "This is
it's not good."
see."
And
This
she
is
looks
working for me.
great.
Of
So
course.
like, would I rather
This
just see her? I didn't need to see a young version of her for you to
Nope.
sell that story.
Makes it weird. Makes it weird for the viewer, especially. It's like
super weird.
And then there's like everybody wants a piece of Alicia too. Like Alicia looks great, but like there's
they're like kidnapping her and holding her and lifting her up and
touching her. Like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with you. It's like, can we?
Even the stuff she does when she's playing with the faces and she like has this moment where she's touching her lips. I was like, this is not the movie to go erotic. And
yeah,
this was definitely Lionel Richie Hello, where like feeling the face is really sensuous. It's like, I don't want this in this movie.
No.
Because there's murder in this movie too. Like, this is dark.
Yeah.
Like, Doom's shooting people with his Doombots have AK-47s.
Hold on. We don't need. Are we really gonna call them Doombots?
Because I'm calling everything a Doombot.
Because there's a character in this named the Jeweler, right? Yeah. Not to jump around, but he's basically Mole Man, but they weren't able to use that copyright for this film, so they just called him the Jeweler and made him look like a variant of Mole Man.
Yeah, he's a leprechaun kind of thing. He's got that.
Yeah.
Motif. No green, but still sort of.
And he has henchmen who are supposed to be the Moloids, but they just are guys with guns. And then Dr. Doom has the Doombots who are also just guys with guns. And it's like,
It's weird how you get licensing for the big five, and five I'm including Doctor Doom, but you can't get side characters.
Yeah, yeah.
This is only like an
Yeah.
hour and 30
Oh,
minutes.
felt
Why do you
longer than that.
scream? Okay, fair, but why do you scream? Like you don't need two villains in this.
You don't. Well, they had the jeweler steal the. Oh God, because there's this
Yeah,
whole the Colossus comet or whatever. Like,
which I was
I was like,
happy
what are
that they're
we?
shutting out Colossus. I thought it was going to be a crossover,
How's it
but
I?
he never came.
No, just the name.
Ilyana.
Ileana.
I
It's
never
just the
got it.
name of the comet. I thought it was like an event. The basis of the movie is that everybody in town or in the city is gathering around to watch this Colossus, which is this cosmic event. It's this meteor or asteroid or whatever that flies by. And the Fantastic Four, they're not called the Fantastic Four yet, are they?
No,
No, the Sue's mom. Anyways, they have the
don't skip over it. Sue's mom names them the Fantastic Four.
names of yeah,
Not when they have powers, not when they have
beforehand.
suits, when they're
Yeah.
just hanging out, being all cool. Is that when she's grown yet or not grown?
Hi, Mrs. Storm. Can Johnny and Susie come to space with us?
That was so weird, Ben. That was so weird.
That's what Ben says to their mom once they're grown up. Because Ben and Reed, well, I guess mostly Reed, have a dream of building
Going
the
to space.
spaceship. Yeah,
Yeah.
going to space. And so they spend years on it. And then Johnny and Sue are grown up. So then Ben's like, yeah, let's bring. Oh, no.
They have to come along too. They're learning,
They,
but not really.
I don't get it. And they're like, oh, they're super smart. And it's like, they're not really that smart. Like, she's
No.
actually very timid and he's very annoying. So it's like,
He's
I
a
don't.
hothead who doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
My point is, Ben definitely got it in with their mom. 100%.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
He picks her up and spins her around a hug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that, we've seen each other naked.
The tone is so weird in this, like between characters.
There's no tone. It's campy, but it's dark. So like
It's kind of eerie and creepy too, like certain things.
the thing is, if you pulled out all of the, I can keep calling him Moan Man because that's why I fall asleep is when I was watching Moan Man and I was like,
Oh, he
I don't care
sucks.
about this B storyline. It's still relatively like upbeat and sort of like fantastical. Like they still have this bright side, and then they just have glaring things that just don't work, right? Like the age relationship, the like how indebted Ben is to Reed of just like I'll pilot for you, like everyone's on
Yeah.
Reed's dick, and I don't get it, but I appreciate that Reed's still kind of a dick in this too. Like he's still sort of bossy, even though
Yes.
he doesn't do anything. The shit that just made me laugh more than anything was Johnny's campfire crash out where you can't handle shit and he's just
Yes.
like, what the fuck? Like, everything starts burning.
Yeah.
When Reed uses his long foot, the only time he uses the two
Amazing.
times he uses his long foot to just trip, that was great. And when Thing gets cry face and he just does the sad walk in the streets, I would have watched the entire movie of Sad Grim in like New York just walking around. I couldn't stop laughing at that. And like he
It's
wraps himself in like
that's
like
right in the
newspaper and
hood.
stuff.
Like, hey
Yeah,
man,
it's
what are you doing back here?
like, I just want us to hang out in this alleyway. It's like you can't do it. And then he sees Thing and then just bolts the other way and like more cry face for Thing. Like I don't know what they were trying to accomplish, but they definitely accomplished a lot of things.
There's so many things I want to talk about, but they don't. None of them actually make sense if I say them together. So it's like,
No,
like
but this movie doesn't make sense.
it doesn't
Like
because
they
it's
crash to Earth and nobody's hurt.
nobody's hurt. Nobody's
They
hurt.
just walk out. They're like, okay, we gotta wait for fucking the military to come find us. What?
And
What
there's
are you
like
talking about?
there's like two different MacGuffins in this. There's the diamonds, and there's Alicia. Like everybody wants Alicia. Everybody wants the dime. So yeah. What I was saying before was like they want to go to space in this ship that Victor and Reed's made, just like set up, and
Right.
the power source is this diamond, and Jeweler wants the diamond to
Mhm.
impress Alicia with, but Alicia meets Ben and she's interested in him. But then when they go to space or when they start to launch or whatever, the jeweler takes the diamond. So they malfunction. They run into the asteroid or the what do they call that? When the asteroid blows by, like it's trail, it's
Sure.
cosmic
Stuff.
trail or whatever.
That
They
works.
get caught in that. They get their powers, and then Doom's he just got his face messed up the first time they tried to do it, and
Mhm.
now he's
Doing
hiding in the underground. But then so is the jeweler.
Yeah.
He's in the underground, and now the jeweler kidnaps Alicia. But then Doom gets Alicia from the jeweler, and then Ben. I've been dying to know what happens here, and I want to know if you can explain this. When Doom has Alicia at
Mhm.
gunpoint, and then Ben's like, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna clobber you," and then he changes back to human. Why did he do that? Why? why did he change? Why did that happen?
I
Like,
totally
why did he
forgot that
change?
they did that.
Why
Yeah.
the fuck did he just like? There's like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And he gets sad, like you're saying, but he was sad
Yep.
earlier and he was
Yep.
fine. Now he's sad. And he turns into a human, runs out to the street. Immediately when he gets to the street, he goes back to
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah. Because they tried
What
to
the?
pay that off when they were in the base, right? They were talking about how when Sue's shy, that's when she can activate his powers. When
Yeah,
Johnny's a hothead, that's when he can activate his power. When Reed is pensive, that's when he can activate his power. But what about Ben?
he just
Ben's
always has it.
strong,
Yeah,
but he doesn't use his mind. Ben has to use his mind. To answer your question, no, I haven't the slightest idea why that happened and why they thought that made sense. Let alone your whole plot line to get to this point also doesn't make sense. But what's so amazing is they managed to squeeze all of that in an hour and 30.
yeah,
That's nuts.
yeah. And then they have a final showdown with Doom too. And Doom's like a maniac.
Yeah, Reed kills him.
Yes,
Reed could have saved him several times.
and he like does
And
that.
just,
He's like, "This is for thing," and this is,
y-
and he's like, he does that
yep,
big punch, and he falls over the edge. But
the
then he's
edge.
like, he becomes this maniac.
Reed uses his hand, stretches down. I love the CGI here, or practical effects, because they had a long shot of Reed up top and just a long arm with a long sleeve with the actor who's playing Doom holding down below.
Yep.
And the whole thing is Reed has to save him because he's a hero and starts to save him and pull him back up. But then Doom starts mouthing off. I'm just like, you're
Yeah,
weak. You should have killed me. You had the chance. Why didn't you
that's
do
what
it? I
I'm
was like,
talking about.
so like kind of pitch perfect on like
I
super
loved it.
petty. But Reed has two hands.
Yep.
So I lose grip with this one. Maybe I just use my other one. So the
Couldn't
fact that
do
he was
it
like, oh no, I let him die. Anyway, Doom falls and he's like, ha 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 ha. Like
the
I
whole
wanted
way
this to happen the
down.
whole time, which is hilarious. So like I guess you're setting up for whatever. You didn't get the funding for it, but character wise, that face off made more sense for how Doom reacted than how Reed reacted, which is weird
Yeah,
because it shouldn't.
I liked how Doom just went nuts. He was like, "You are nothing. You can't do it. You should have done this. You didn't let me fall." I was like, "Wow, he's mad."
They didn't waste time starting off his
Yeah,
origin story with Doom. Like it's the first 10 minutes, and they're like, "I have scars on my face," and that
yeah,
doctor with a weird voice, who I thought should have played Doctor Doom. It's like,
yeah,
okay, we got the burns are so severe. What are we gonna do? Let's put a mask on it. So
yeah.
like, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
evil now. I was like, way to not like dick around. Like you guys got me to where you wanted to get me.
you're talking about that corner or like his hench. He had those two main henchmen, right? That were
Yeah.
really, really creepy. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. They're real campy. So, but in the end, it's like Ben saves Alicia,
Yep.
Johnny stops the laser,
Yep.
Reed beats Doom, and Sue does
Yep.
nothing.
Sue gets married.
That's right. Yes. God, oh, what a lucky gal. Lucky.
And Reed wears his fucking Fantastic Four outfit to the wedding.
Yeah, and Sue was she makes them support. She of course she knits them or whatever. She makes them,
Hmm.
and for like the first 15, 20 minutes after, she's the only one in it. Nobody else wants to nobody else wants to wear it. So, but she's wearing this tight Fantastic Four. I
Hmm.
was like, this is weird that nobody else. It just looked weird.
The only other time Reed uses his powers is when he has his extended hand out the just married limo and
Yes,
is
that's right.
waving. It's
Yeah,
unnecessary, but the gag got me. I was like, this movie was terrible, but I enjoyed
parts of it, things
it
about it.
being on in the background. This was something
Yeah.
that like if I fell asleep to it, which I did, I had to rewind certain parts because
So did I. So did I.
my
So
brain couldn't take it. I was like, my brain can't take this. But I went back and I was like, okay, I could have this on and not be upset with myself.
you wouldn't care, and you wouldn't care about what you missed. You wouldn't be like, "Oh, what's going on here?" It's like, "Oh, this is weird," and then you'd leave and come back like 20 minutes. It's like, "Oh, okay."
You only get mad at the stuff you missed when you realize you have to review it for a podcast.
Oh,
So you have to go back and watch the shit so you can
dude,
laugh at it.
I was so distracted by the Ben Grimm transformation and that I was like, for like the next 15 minutes, like, why did that happen?
The
And I'm
suit's
trying to
really
rake my
good.
I'm trying to rake my brain, like, why did that happen? I was like, I don't want to rewind this, so I got to make sense here. Why did that? And the suit's great.
The suit's
Yeah,
really
the
good.
suit's great. I agree. The
Johnny's
mouth
the worst.
moves.
Johnny's
Johnny's
the worst.
horrible.
Johnny's the worst. Like he sneezes and like fire comes out. I was like, what are you guys doing here?
But you're absolutely right. That last third is like where they spent They had money to. They had some budget left over. Like, let's just do all the CGI now.
Yeah.
Let's do it
It's
all.
basically an orange beam fighting a green beam.
Yeah.
Like that's how they wrap up Johnny's story.
Good segue with the beams, because we can jump ahead to the final topic, which is Fantastic Four 2015. And you and I, like, none of these we had seen before, but this is the one we've always talked about. It's like we've actually never seen this.
Never
It's been
watched it.
10 years.
We've avoided this, yeah.
Just before, I had no interest in watching it.
You know what, Coke? We could have waited another 10 years to watch this.
Easily 20 years,
I would have
30
been
years.
fine with that. Yep.
I had no interest in watching it then. While I was watching it, I had no interest in watching it. Now that I've watched it, I have no interest in ever watching it again. It's like,
Let me give the one compliment I can to the Doctor Doom character. This is the best Victor Von Doom
yeah,
actor, player,
Yeah.
representation. Who he is as a scientist, as a young college kid, petty, decisive, getting to his egomaniac side,
not quite there yet,
jealous,
but yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
and totally for the team, but he wants to be the first on that team.
Yeah.
All of those, amazing. Check, 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 check.
Yeah, he wasn't a complete villain. He was just like, he knew what he wanted. He knew what he was capable of, and he was
Yeah.
going to get it.
And I'm misunderstood. Like, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out my hubris yet because I don't think I need anybody, but I need kind of my mentor to. And my favorite scene in this movie was when they were assembling shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
It was the best sort of, you get to see each of these characters' archetypes, what they do the best. The music was kind of pitch perfect for that. That was before the movie jumps off the rails and had to like go through as many writing changes, because at a certain point this movie had to do reshoots, and you can see with Sue Storm's hair when they had to do reshoots, because I don't know what the original movie looked like, but it was definitely darker than this. When they're just building the machine, the MacGuffin, to do the thing that they want to do, all the characters are at the happiest and the most complete to who they're supposed to be in the Fantastic Four pantheon. Before that and after that, I can't tell you who these guys are.
This does feel like a bit of a. I was going to ask you about what the original movie was, so I'm glad you got that clear, because I don't have to ask that now, because I usually have the like behind the curtains to all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because this feels like a Frankenstein movie for sure.
Yeah.
But none of it's good either. I don't know. Like, I know you said the best part is that middle thing. I agree with you, but it wasn't even that good, and the other parts are even worse. So it's like
I agree. Yeah, all of it's bad.
Yeah, the way it opens is ridiculous. Like a child Reed and Ben build like this portal machine over 7 years with a bunch of scraps. But it's like,
why?
How old are they in the beginning when they're kids?
I want to say like 13, maybe.
Right, and then
realistically, it's probably like 9. Which doesn't make sense.
Either way you slice it, it doesn't make sense, because they advance it 7 years, and he's in the same school, in the same gym doing science projects, and he looks like a grown man with a bunch of kids. And I was like, what is this? Was he in kindergarten? Because I know he wasn't in kindergarten. He looked like he's at least grade 4.
Well, you can't do science projects in kindergarten.
That's what I'm saying. And he looked older too. So I'm like, okay, 7 years. What? Why 7 years? Now he's Miles Teller. Now that's when he comes in. And he's like, he wasn't a bad.
Nobody's bad. They're just not. The casting's terrible.
Yep, exactly. Across the board.
And Jamie Bell's the worst. And no shots at Jamie Bell, but this is a direct shot. Like, you shouldn't have been the thing.
No, like he acted. Aside from Victor, him, and those were probably the best actors.
Sure,
maybe not. But he was so miscast that it was like
Franklin's probably the best casting in this.
Yeah, well, I love that actor though. That dude's awesome.
That's why he's supposed to be the anchor and kind of the sure-footed one who keeps all these guys grounded. But
even Michael B. Jordan was like, you could tell his heart wasn't into it. He wasn't. This was not for him. He just did it for the money, I guess.
The void of chemistry between Miles Teller and, is that Rooney Mara?
Or no, Kate Mara. Kate Mara, sister,
is wild. These two will never be married.
No,
there will never be any sort of love connection there. You reference Portishead several times in this movie, and you don't play one fucking Portishead movie.
No, not one.
I love the fact that its clobbering time came from child abuse.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, this is the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. He's getting beat up he's getting like hardcore, like
by his older brother.
Like he was
the Grimms.
Viciously mad, yeah.
And their connection doesn't make sense.
No.
Ben and
no, because he's not smart.
You could have made him smart. That's an easy fix.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if they were going for the Ghostbusters thing where like we have three scientists and then this guy's just looking for a job,
Ah,
but they don't really do it well. And then eventually they give Zedmore, but they give him the background of like, oh, I went to school after the fact and I learned to get up to this level. At any point, you could have been like Ben Grimm was going to like night school because he wanted to go to the same school. He wanted to get into the Baxter Foundation or whatever. You keep
you're
them
right.
separately for this one moment in the movie where you need to throw them all together and it doesn't make sense. Like a lot of things don't line up for what you're setting up for.
No, and the way the movie's set up, this team or whatever they are, this research project, they don't need Johnny and they don't need
Nope.
Ben.
Nope.
They got Victor, Sue, and Reed, who are all scientists, all smart. They all have it figured out. Those two, I don't even know why they're there. It's like Franklin's like, oh, I got to get my son here. And Reed's like, oh, you got to have Ben here. It's like, they don't do anything.
Plus an entire college of probably the smartest minds
Yeah.
in the country who aren't working on this one project that's probably gonna like make your nut for the entire year.
But hey, Johnny drives fast. So that's
Hey,
his
do you know how to
character.
weld? Do I? Get the fuck out of here.
The dialogue's so bad. Like Dr. Doom over here.
The fact that Victor,
That got me.
you meet Victor in 16 minutes before you meet Johnny in 22 minutes in this movie. And that's not how a movie's supposed to work if you're telling me that Victor's the antagonist. Either he's immediately, because it should have started off with Reed and Victor being friends in school.
Yes.
And then they split and they should have found two sets of whatever siblings or friends until they meet up again and they're like, who's the odd man on this situation? Anyway, this movie completely changes once they go into the future or the other dimension or the new
Yeah.
rock place.
Why did this called the negative zone? Because it basically like it was like this is Earth Zero, and I was like,
But does that go back into licensing? Like Fox only had the rights to these four
maybe,
Fantastic Four
maybe.
characters or five characters, right?
But then
Because
what
you
was
could have
the?
thrown so many. You could have thrown a Nihilist in this. You could have thrown Mole Man in this. You could have thrown how many fun different characters coming
Oh
out
no
of
no
Negative
no
Zone.
no! We don't get a villain in this until the last 15 minutes.
Do we even get a villain in this?
Because that's the thing is like I actually broke it down. The first 40 minutes introduce powers. The next 30 minutes is like the train and build up.
Oh God!
Then the last 20 minutes, of the film, I was counting, introduce the villain, have a fight, blue laser beam, different worlds,
Go home now.
done.
Set up for the sequel. Hey guys, I got a name for us. Splash
Yeah,
page to show. Make a deal with the government. I don't know how they let them become military weapons and so freely just become agents of the government and like how that was a storyline
that's right.
because that completely shifts the tone. And it's a dark movie already, and I say that literally and figuratively because there's no
Yes.
light in this movie. It's so muted. It's so you can't have fun in this movie. The look of it is so dreary, and it's not even like the Snyderverse of gritty because it's not gritty. It's just literally
No.
like they turned off the lights.
Yep.
They want to have jokes in there. You can see Miles wants to be Miles, but someone's just like, no, 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 be Reed, because that guy's good off the cuff. And him
Yeah.
and Michael B. Jordan have worked in other movies together where they play well off of each other when they get to be themselves. But the versions of these characters that you want them to be aren't realized and aren't really Fantastic Four characters, that they're stuck in these weird sort of prototypical nerds that are smart for smart's sake but have no real motivation. Like Reed is the one who's like, we gotta be the first ones to go back. Like, let's go get drunk. And like, I kind of like that he was gung-ho of like, I want the notoriety. I want to be the first one on
Mhm.
this new planet. But that doesn't make sense to the story that you're telling. It should have been Victor. Victor should have
Yeah.
been like, we have to do this. And then Reed being like, I'm not sure. I'm cautious. So when they get to the other planet, and then Reed's the one that's like, let's go down deeper. Like, let's go off the cliff to like where the lava is. I'm like, that's that's not really Reed's move. That should be Victor's move. It should be Reed being like, nah, man, we're going too far. We got to pull back. And then ultimately falling. So they kept switching all these archetypes with each other. And then you made Ben one note because
Yep.
once he becomes a rock monster, he's like, I don't like you no more. Like, we're not friends. Look what I'm a monster. And then just signs up with the government to be like, yeah, all right, I'm your monster because you can change me back. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then he hunts him down, and then like even when because Reed runs away, because
Yeah,
you're right, the whole government plot is like the main idea of the movie. I thought,
that's supposed to be the villain. I thought
yeah, the government.
the guy that plays leader.
But then they didn't really have a face because then he switches up. He's like, I don't like what they're doing to these kids either. And I was like, well, what like what?
Who am I following here? Who am I
Yeah,
cheering for?
yeah. And yeah, Reed
That
runs away, and then they send Thing after him, who just headbutts him.
that's it.
I was like, how wouldn't he like wiggle away? Like
Yeah,
I don't.
wouldn't he wrap himself around it?
Yeah.
Because he used the cool power of like he changes his face when he's in that mechanics
Yes.
to look like it. I was like, okay, you're using your power smartly, but then that's it. Like he has that one face off with all the
The
military men.
agents. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
and like
does some cool stuff.
long punches and stuff like that, but like nothing really like out the bag. I did like the character design on Thing. Like he looked like a rock monster,
I didn't mind it either. Yeah, that was cool.
but no underwear was kind of like, all right, like
It's
I'm
a little,
looking, yeah,
it's a little
like,
weird.
but
Were you,
they they gave him a nubbin. They gave him like they didn't like just smooth it out. They're like, this is where your dick would have been. And I was like,
yeah,
that's too much.
just put pants on him.
It's
Just
very
something.
simple.
Something.
So we don't have to have this stupid conversation about it. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, and then the weird motivation of Johnny, who's like, yeah, I want to be this fighter pilot, Human Torch dude. So I'm going to sign him with the military. And he's against his sister, who's like, we shouldn't be here. We're not lab experiments. Like they all go 180 from where they start, and
Yeah.
like none of them really nail anything down. The only one that kind of has something to do is Sue, but she's pushed to the side.
Yep. Like once
She's the
again.
center character. She understands everything what's going on, but she doesn't even get to do the fun stuff. Like her powers comes from trying to save her brother and their friends,
Yeah.
and like light breaks the window, so she falls down. I was like, all right, cool. Like now I'm invisible, and then she spends the rest of the movie just like floating in a bubble.
Yeah.
Like I think Josh Trank had an original movie idea, and or Fox, I guess at this point it could have been
It was
both.
Fox.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
but it seems like there's several cooks in this kitchen. Saw the first take and I was like, yo, you got to change this back half because it's not a superhero story. So he was forced to turn it into a superhero story, which wasn't the appeal of the movie. So it looks like you're saying a Frankenstein. And I can't say the original movie would have been better, but at least it would have been an entire vision for what
Yeah.
he wanted
Exactly.
it to be.
Yeah.
The initial problem was you guys never knew what you wanted Fantastic Four to be.
No, they
And
just want
in
to keep the
20,
rights.
yeah, in 2015, and you could have just made it animated and probably saved yourself a lot more grief and
And
probably had a funner IP. But for me to ask you, who is this movie for? I don't think you can answer that.
no idea because none of it makes sense. It's not good. It's boring. Like I was watching the clock. Like how much is left? What has happened so far? Nothing. And it's been like 45 minutes.
Casting, if you hired all like 30 somethings to 40 somethings, then this would look like something different. You hired A-listers on the come up so you
Yeah.
could get all these young people to come out and watch this movie, but it wasn't aimed for them. Like this is a military movie. Like this is more
Yeah.
there's more science and strategic military defense. There's no fun, there's no family, there's no villain. And then you end it with a blue beam and I was like, I can't wait to
Oh,
talk to
the
Coach.
giant blue beam, dude. I saw that. I got excited too. I was like, there it is. Blue beam. And then like Doom's design I didn't really like.
Doom's
He's just like
terrible.
this
He
metal
looked
man. Like he's like, oh,
he
I'm
looked
gonna
like
kill my world. He was just like he wasn't up to anything. There was no scheming or planning. He just was like they left him on the planet the first time they visited, and then they come back and he's all covered in metal because he fell into
yeah,
that acid pit, right?
yeah,
And then which was actually kind of funny because the way it jumped when they were trying to leave and the
yeah.
acid jumped up and arced. I was like, that's what the hell? It looked
Never to
unnatural.
have it like that, yeah. And then like just starts burning him. It's like my face, and like takes him
Yeah.
down. So interesting things you were attempting there, but then he ultimately looks like a crash test dummy Doom.
Yes, it's
He just
exactly what it looks like. Yeah.
won't move, but like he's very angry, obviously. And I like how
Also,
he limps to them. Like there's this like he's
yeah,
plotting, but what's your motivation? You want world power, so your plan is to suck everybody into this new universe, and then you're gonna have this new universe
exactly.
be stronger than the old universe. Like it didn't make sense. It
What
didn't.
was Franklin's idea? Like they discovered this. So basically, it was a happy accident that
Yeah.
Reed and Franklin and Sue both discovered ways to access this universe, the same universe,
Hmm.
just different ways. And Reed was a little bit smoother, so they kind of combined the ideas. What was the purpose here? He was like, "Oh, we're going to discover secrets about humanity we never knew," and I was like, "How does that? What did I miss? Do you know? I don't like. I was like, I don't
I
really
think his mind
understand."
is looking at it from science perspective, but because the military has so much ties into the Baxter Building, ultimately this funds keeping the Baxter Building alive. Now they're not really saying that, and
Right.
there should have been like several lines of dialogue of like, why is the science man letting military anywhere close to anything that he's funding independently? But I just took it as the military is funding Baxter Building, so he's got to keep giving my bosses something to look at because you got to pay the bills, right? You got to turn the lights on. But you want to believe that in Franklin's heart, he believed like this could be a breakthrough for science and like man, but that's not clean and that's not clear based on
No.
the constructs of what you've built the Baxter Building to be because it's supposed to be a college and typically colleges are funded independently, but the
Yeah.
military are there constantly and they had fingers in everything to the point that they're like, okay, cool, we're kicking you guys off the project, we're going to have NASA step in. Now if this is an
Yeah, that's right.
independent project, you can't do that, this is
Yeah.
mine, get the fuck out of my lab. But they literally like, no, okay, pack it up, guys, you guys did good. And they didn't even announce the day, they're just like, NASA's going to take over.
Now. Yeah.
The three decide to get drunk and like, you know what, we should just go.
It's so
It's all over the place.
disappointing and like frustrating. This was like the most unfun watch. It was just dull. I was just like, oh, this is
Thank
like
you for taking the words out of my mind, out of my mouth. I was gonna say it's not fun at all. I
no.
stressed it. Like there's no fun in this.
Yeah.
And,
The
and
other
at,
three all had
you,
bits of fun. This had no fun. It was just
at the very least, you have Thing to give you a punchline. His punchlines were we're not friends anymore.
I do what I must. I was like, and then at the end he's like, it's clobbering time. I was like, man, shut up. You're not a thing. I don't even like you.
You want to
I don't
use
like you.
the abusive line now to go abuse somebody else? Like it already has a terrible connotation.
Yeah.
And the way that you guys save the day is, I guess you save the world, but then you make a deal with the military to say like, okay, cool, now we get this building to run operations out of, and now we have all these people working for it. So you're just gonna make more shit that's gonna essentially destroy the world.
Yeah.
This was not fun.
No, it doesn't even make sense really. It was a mess. I hated it.
But now I get to ask you, rank these motherfuckers.
Yeah, and I
Because
never
after
did
talking
that.
about it, you know which one is number one. And that's
Oh, the
all I
60s
really want from
cartoon.
you.
Yeah, the
There,
60s
there we
cartoon
go.
is number one.
There we go. Redeemed again.
So I guess the 94 movie was number two,
Yeah, it is. Which is
which is
sad.
crazy. Which
Which
is
is sad.
crazy.
And then you know what your number three is.
The animated show.
Yep,
Yeah,
94,
the animated show.
94
Yeah,
animated.
because there was a bit of fun in that.
And 94 with what, 3 to 4 A-list actors now who have gone on to do better things.
Oh, 2015? Yeah. Oh, man. Just
But this is such an eyesore to everything that Fox was building, and Marvel couldn't wait to hide this under the rug.
Was this the movie that killed Fox? It kind of was, wasn't it?
This put the
Because
final nail in
Marvel.
the coffin, but it was definitely Electro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This was just like, how do we hold on to things that we have now because we need to reboot again?
Because when
And
did they buy them? They bought them in 2019?
you'd have to look up what's on the landscape in 2014 and like 2013 because that's when they would have announced that they're making it, and then the release of 2015 they definitely would have got booted out of the marketplace because this wasn't going to make its money back, but
No,
it had so much interference from studios that Josh Trank never had a chance.
he did.
There's actually a movie out there that's completed. I don't know if it's better, but I think it's at least true to his one vision. It's just I wouldn't have called it Fantastic Four. I would have called it like Science Kids,
Yeah, yeah. Or how about just scrap it all and do Chronicle 2?
which was a solid movie.
So
Yeah.
Disney announced December 2017 they were going to buy Fox. They
Mm-hmm.
announced, and then they did it in 2019. But the Fox Marvel movies, how are they? How are
That's
they
got to be the
brought
best.
out? I just want to see. This came out Fantastic Four.
Because I would only assume that a studio head would have saw another movie that was grittier and darker. It was probably the
Uh,
Batman's and said, "We need something like this because this is
yeah.
what audiences are paying money for."
Yeah, the next Fox Marvel movie was after this Deadpool, the first Deadpool.
And that was the real relaunch of, oh, Fox can make movies. Yes.
Wait, and then a year later, or not even a year later. Yeah, I guess a year later, it was like, oh, never mind, Disney's buying them because they
Yeah,
went
sold it off.
just from 2014, right?
Sure.
Days of Future Past, Fantastic Four,
Mhm.
Deadpool, X-Men Apocalypse, then Logan, then Deadpool 2, but that was already announced at that point. So Logan was the last one before
But they were really going dark. Like they were really like,
you could see
yeah,
where they were.
the
It's like,
roller
okay,
coaster.
you know
Yeah,
what? Our bread and butter's over here
yeah.
in the X-Men stuff.
But
Let
you
them
can't
push.
give him
But
credit for that. Like they didn't know what they had with Deadpool. Deadpool earned it,
that was an accident.
and
Yes.
Days of Future Past was like, listen, this may be the end of the line. So how many cameos can we throw in this? Like, what can we really get away with? And they really dumped everything in it. It's just they had a really good director to streamline it to make it make sense.
Yeah. And Logan was, well, we're gonna sell this stuff anyways. So, because like I said,
So
it was
let's try and get an
announced.
Oscar because yeah, they got Manigold, and they're
They
like,
just
okay,
let
cool.
this. He did it already. Wolverine. They changed it, right? They changed it on him. Wasn't that
Yeah,
Mangold?
no, no. Oh,
Because it was
no
supposed to
Wolverine.
be. It
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
It
maybe,
was. That
maybe.
was 2013. So it was
Yeah,
because I
maybe.
remember it was supposed to be Aronofsky, and then he's like, I'm not
No,
going.
too
He got
much interference.
too much interference, and then so they gave it to Mangold, and it was good to a point. And that was 2013. So that's before all this happened. But I bet 2015 ish is when like talks were happening about we want to buy you. And when they saw Fantastic Four, like, yeah, so the timeline makes sense because yeah, Deadpool was an accident. That one got by the goalie.
They didn't know what they had with that one, and then they're like,
No.
"Can we keep doing this?" And like, I don't know. Can you? Like, yes, this is all we can do.
Without Deadpool, it would have been Days of Future Past, Fantastic Four, Apocalypse. So Deadpool slots in there, and then Logan comes after them. But at that point, yeah. Anyways, nobody cares.